Energy bars, they're packed with healthy carbs. They can be an ideal snack before a workout, but they can also be costly because sometimes they're loaded with sugar.
Yes, that's very true. But here to show us how to make 3 healthy energy bars, balls, and bites that will save you money and give you the energy
balls, and bites
you need is Dr. Laura CHRISTOPH. She's a professor of nutrition. Dr. CHRISTOPH, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So we're starting with the pre-workout snack that you can make yourself and you know everything that's going into it.
Right. The problem with a lot of the bars, as you said, is there's lots of sugar, and a lot of the bars, they're expensive, you know, $1.50 to $2.50 per bar, and then they also have a lot of ingredients you don't understand. You basically need a degree in chemistry to understand the ingredients list. So these are some great bars and bites and balls, right, that address the pre, during, and post workout needs of an athlete.
And when we're addressing those needs, what are they? Should we be looking for carbs, for protein? What goes into a good bar?
Okay,
or
so
bite?
Pre, we want to focus, 1 to 2 hours before exercise. You want to focus on something that's low in glycemic index but high in carbohydrates. So for a sweetener here, we have agave nectar instead of honey or sugar or something, because agave nectar doesn't spike your blood sugar, so you're able to keep your blood sugar sustained during exercise. You also want some sort of whole grain in a pre-workout bar or ball, and the whole grain also has that lower glycemic index but lots of energy. And then you want a little bit of protein, a little bit of fat. So basically you want something that's going to digest sort of slowly, but sit in the stomach really well and keep you going throughout your workout.
And these could also be good for someone that's not working out necessarily, just as a snack, right?
Yeah, a lot of the pre stuff can also be used as a meal replacement as well, the pre and the post. So
you could use these for like a breakfast on the run.
Oh, definitely.
All right, well, we have a couple minutes left. Can we try to make some of these up?
Yeah, we can at least talk about the ingredients. So we have about 1 cup of oats. I prefer to toast my oats first, just because they're a little crunchier that way.
And you want to get old-fashioned oats?
Yeah, old-fashioned oats.
Cut?
Yeah, or probably not steel cut. They need to be cooked a little bit.
I was going to say, those are tough to eat raw.
Yeah, 1/2 cup of peanut butter. Or other nut butter. I have a couple other nut butters on the side, or a seed butter if you're, allergic to nuts and peanuts.
Is it kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other, or is there an ideal nut butter you'd want to eat?
Almond butter and peanut butter are both really great in terms of their monounsaturated fat intake. Sunflower seed butter has a pretty strong sunflower seed taste, but can be a great if somebody has an allergy. So I just put in here as well 2 tablespoons of chia seeds and 2 tablespoons of flax seeds, and then a 1/4 cup of unsweetened coconut as well, just for a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of flavor. Then we have a 1/3 cup of agave nectar, and then if you want to, if you like your chocolate, right, pre-workout or for a snack, then a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. I prefer the mini ones so they're spread throughout. Then you just mix it up. So mix it up really well, and then you roll it into little balls. So if you want to get your hands dirty, that's fine, or we can show it over here.
So this is the final product.
Yeah, final product. And these are great for pre-workout, whether you're doing a cardio workout or a strength workout. And my friend Tracy O'Fallon, who's a CrossFit athlete and a cyclist, says she used them interchangeably between both of those types of workouts.
And she has got to be in good shape to do CrossFit,
and
cycling as well.
And cycling, yeah.
These are good.
Yeah, they're pretty good, huh?
These are very good.
I know.
They have all those tastes you love in the peanut butter and the chocolate, but you're right, they're healthier for you because we know what's in them.
Right, exactly.
Now, later in the show, give us a little preview. What are we making?
Yeah, so later in the show, we're going to do a during workout bite, which they're little rice cakes. And they're popular among cyclists, especially. Cyclists tend to ride, 2, 3, 4 hours out on the road, and you really need to be eating something. But it's so much better to eat real food than eat, something with ingredients you don't understand. And then we'll be talking a little bit about post-workout, which you need to add some quick digesting carbs and some protein in there to, repair any muscle breakdown.
Cool. Perfect.
And so I'll be talking about some protein bars.
Nice. Awesome. Thanks so much, Dr. CHRISTOPH. Sure. Welcome back to Mass Appeal. We're back with Dr. Laura CHRISTOPH. She's a professor of nutrition. Earlier, we made peanut butter energy balls, which everyone tried and everyone loved.
Universally adored.
And we're not even going to work out, but they're still great.
I don't plan on it, no.
Now we're moving on from the balls to bites and bars.
Right, so we'll move on to bites next. And now, Something about during exercise nutrition, sport nutrition is really different than what we'd recommend to the general population, because during a ride or during a really long run, if you're going an hour and a half or more, some of these endurance athletes do 100-mile rides and those sorts of things. So with that, you want something that's high glycemic index, so something that's going to be easily digestible and that gets right into your blood, so then it can go right to your muscles.
Now, what's a layman's phrase for high glycemic? Is that lots of sugar?
Well, lots of sugar or lots of pure starch. So like a white potato or white rice or honey or regular sugar.
Just give you that quick boost.
Yep, exactly. And so this is sort of the new thing. It's from a book called The Feed Zone. And Marie Walsh, who's a medical doctor and also an elite mountain biker, submitted this to me. It's there are these rice cakes. So what you do is you cook sushi rice, so it's very sticky, and then you add a variety of things. So this one has 1 cup of dates, a third a cup of honey, and 1 cup of pecans. You mix it all together, you press it into a bread pan, and they come out as little bars
just like
over
so.
here.
Look at that.
Yeah. And so you just pack them up. You can keep them in the freezer up to 6 months, and you pack them up and eat them while you ride. And apparently they work really well when people have stomach problems while they're riding.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
But it's not something you'd want to snack on if you're not in the middle of a workout.
Sort of like with Gatorade or gels or something like that. It's pretty much, candy or, fast digesting stuff, but it's great while you're exercising because that's what you want. You want to keep your energy up while you're riding for a long time. And then post-exercise, we want to focus on a little bit of protein and some fast digesting carbohydrates. So what I have here, my friend Mackenzie Gray, who's a cross-country and track coach, he likes to have these available for his athletes right after practice. You have about a half hour to an hour window after you practice to really start replenishing those glycogen and muscle stores.
Dr. CHRISTOPH, does the equation change when you're doing a pure weightlifting exercise? Would you want to go for more protein in those scenarios?
You do. You want to go for more protein in those scenarios. And you might be able to alter this bar. You'd have to play around with the recipe. But there's 1 cup of oat flour, a third a cup of protein powder, half cup of oats, a half cup of Rice Krispies, half cup of nut butter, and then a third a cup of honey. If you were doing a weight workout, you might want to alter those ratios with the protein powder and the oat flour, and do more protein powder, less oat flour, because they have pretty much the same consistency. And with these, you just mix it all up. Again, press it into the bottom of a pan. You can, if you want some chocolate flavor, again, we all like chocolate flavor in our energy
Sounds
bars.
good to me, yeah.
You can drizzle some chocolate over the top, and then you come up with these little bars that are very similar to, the protein bars that you'd see sold in a store for $2.50 or $3.
And the great thing is you can make a lot of them at once, cut them up, and like you said, freeze them. So you can do it once, and then for a whole entire 6 months you have them.
Right, exactly.
Now, if there are people out there who don't have the time, or they're saying to themselves, you know what, I'm not going to do this. What do you want to look for in a protein bar or an energy bar if you don't have the time or the desire to make them yourself?
Okay, so during exercise, you want to look for mainly pure carbohydrates, okay? And then post-exercise, you want to look for somewhere between a 2-to-1 and 4-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein. So even if you're lifting, a 2-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein is great. If you're doing, some cardiovascular exercise, a 4-to-1 ratio is great to replenish those glycogen stores. But you can also do this with real food. I mean, having Chef Mike's, lamb and some bread and a little bit of the mango salsa would also be a fantastic way to finish off an exercise. So if you have time to eat a meal, within that hour or so, then that's your best option. You're going to eat a meal anyway. But if you have to wait a couple hours, then get something in the system, and that's where these little emergency energy bites, bars, and balls can come into play.
Cool.
And they're great just to eat if you're not working out, to be honest.
At 11:30 on a Friday afternoon.
I really like those peanut butter balls. Well, thank you so much, Dr. CHRISTOPH. Always great to have you here. And these are really easy ways that people can make things on their own.
It's easier than I thought it would be.
Spending the money or having all that extra sugar.
Yeah, and I made all these this morning in under an hour, all 3 recipes.
And we understand every single ingredient that's in them.
Right?
I can pronounce them, and that's the important part. So if you want these energy bar recipes and so many more healthy recipes, they're on our website, mymassappeal.com.